Let's talk about something simple as buying your first property. Now, how do you buy your first property? Well, let's break it down. First of all, you need to put down on paper what you are looking for. Is it a flip? Is it a rental? So what do you actually want to achieve? Now, let's say you just want to buy your first property to live in and maybe you want to flip. You're going to go and search what property you want, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. You're going to then need at least a 10% deposit to get a decent rate. So the deposit is what goes towards the purchase price. So if it's £100,000, you're going to put down £10,000 and the bank will give you a mortgage for £90,000. What else do you need to cater for? So the second thing you need to look into as part of your budget is stamp duty. Now, if you're a first-time buyer, you're going to be exempt, so you could park that aside. Now, once you've figured out that you've got your deposit and you've got your stamp duty, you then need to instruct solicitors. Now, solicitors to buy a property can be between £2,000 and £3,000 depending on who you go with. You then put an offer in on the property that you want to buy. Once your offer is accepted, you are then going to apply for your mortgage. Now, when you apply for your mortgage, you're going to get a mortgage offer. But before you get a mortgage offer, the bank will send their valuers out. Now, that individual will go out and value the property that you want to buy, because the lender is taking a risk on that property and they need to make sure that that property is worth what you are paying for in the event of you defaulting on the loan. Once your mortgage offer has been accepted, you are then good to go with your solicitors. The solicitors will then contact the seller solicitors. Your solicitors will then start the process of doing all their due diligence on that property. Now, once the due diligence is done, you will then exchange contracts and you will complete. Now, in my previous video, I have said I prefer to exchange and complete at the same time. So I don't really like to exchange early on because you don't know what can happen. When your solicitors are doing a due diligence, something may crop up and you may want to pull out. But if you've exchanged contracts, you're going to be locked in. Or simple as when your seller unfortunately passes away, then you've got probate, you've got solicitors involved, and you could be locked into that transaction from months to years on end. Once you have exchanged and completed, the keys are yours and the property is yours. That is how simple it is to buy a property. Now, if you don't know much about finance, you can always go to FCA regulated mortgage broker and they will hold your hand throughout the whole process and get you the best mortgage possible.